Okay, we'll make a start. I think everyone who's going to come in has joined us. So, firstly, welcome everyone to SCCS Ask the Experts webinar. I hope everyone is safe and well. Firstly, thank you for taking the time out to join us. Hopefully, it'll be an informative session and we'll all learn something. This is our first attempt at this webinar format, so bear with us if we have any technical glitches, as I can assure you we're very much live. Also, feel free to post your questions to us in the tab available as we go, and we'll answer as many as possible. Moving on to the agenda. As you can see, there are 3 product specialists and me. I'm Ben Barnard, as it says, Sales Manager Geomatics at SCCS. I was a surveyor for 10 years before joining SCCS and have now just had my 10-year anniversary here. I have a team of 3 sales guys that I manage here with a focus on geomatics. This is in a broad sense, really. That covers survey, civil engineering, infrastructure, and construction. As well as this, I also manage a number of SCCS key accounts across these sectors. I just want to move on to number 2 there, current operational status. A quick update on that. Although the sales and technical support team are all now remote working, the office is still fully operational. We've adopted a shift rota and we're still able to process sales and hires, and the drivers are still out on the road daily. Okay, moving on to company overview. You may have seen this graphic before as part of our marketing. We like to use it as it sums up really nicely what SCCS is all about. Sales, both new and pre-owned across the whole Leica product range. Hire, we have the largest and most up-to-date fleet in the UK, available next day. We have our own in-house servicing and calibration department with a wealth of experience and expertise. We have our own dedicated technical support team on hand. This includes specialist reality capture support. As well as the knowledge within our team, we also have a knowledge base which can be found on our website. This includes support and training material, how-to guides and videos, and links to various firmwares. Also, delivery. This is something we're very proud of, having our own fleet of drivers for delivery and collection. This adds a personal touch to our service and ensures the equipment is delivered with the professionalism it deserves. Okay, moving on to our first product specialist. Let me introduce you to the man, the myth, the icon guru himself, Mark McCurry-Smith.
Okay, thanks for that lovely introduction, Ben. You don't always give me that introduction, but appreciate that today. Yeah, a bit about myself. So I've been at CCS now for 2.5 years as a senior account manager, and since my time at CCS and historically at my time working at Leica, I've worked a lot with the icon range. So to bring me up to date, I've now become a product specialist for the icon range as well, and I've created this hashtag icon guru. I'm not trying to start a movement, as it were, but I'm really quite passionate about the product, and I really want to put it out there and explain everything that's good about it, fast and easy, and the workflows about that. My other career things are 10 years as a surveyor engineer, as you can see there. I've worked as a ski guide, thought I'd put it in there. It's not all boring work stuff. And 13 years with various survey equipment dealers, manufacturers in various roles as technical field support, sales, account management, and training. So for this webinar today, the products I would like to take questions on are the full product range, because the icon range now is a full suite of products. So manual total stations up to robotic total stations. And by the way, these can also have the locate theft deterrent now as well. We've also got a full suite of products for the icon GNSS, now with an entry-level ICG 30 all the way up to the tilting ICG 70 GNSS. Obviously, the icon sensors are controlled by the CC80 or a CC70 tablet, a full Windows 10 tablet, running the icon site field construction software. So, and this is the main difference, which I'll talk about later in the webinar. It's all about the icon software. And as you can just see with these few screen grabs here, it's all about the graphics and colors and pictures, which make the workflow so fast for the sectors that this is aimed at. So thank you, that's me. I'm going to move you on to Chris Evans to introduce himself.
Afternoon, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris Evans. I'm sales manager at SCCS, looking after heavy civils and construction, but with my other hat on, I'm the machine control manager within SCCS as well. I've been working for SCCS for just over 11 years now. During that time, over the last decade, I've supported some of the largest civil engineering projects across the UK. I wanted to give you a brief overview of what we offer at SCCS as part of our machine control hire fleet. It is not just hire, it is sales, install, training and support as well. We have an extensive hire fleet for all machine control solutions from Leica, be that excavator and dozer systems, through to compaction, milling and paving, and that's paving whether it's slip form, curb and gutter or asphalt paving. But it's not only the on-machine sensors we offer, we also provide the off-machine sensors, which are what we need to get the positional accuracy for the machines on site. So we supply a full suite of Leica TPS and GPS base stations and robotic total stations, as well as network RTK solutions for the machines and grade lasers for the 2D side of things. And the third item within the machine control trifecta, if you like, is the Connex platform. Connex is a web-based server which allows us to transmit data from the office into the field, to access the machine's screen and see what the operators are doing, and if necessary actually take control of the operator's screen out on site to provide remote support. We can then also use it for volumetric calculations within the productivity side and machine location tracking. On top of that, we have the Earth Mover suite of material handling, which is an iOS or Android-based tablet app, which runs through Connex as well. All of this is supplied and supported by SCCS and our in-house team of technical support engineers. And we do have the Connex platform available on all of our hire fleet systems. That's the little overview of the machine control systems complete. Look forward to taking some questions, and I'll hand over to Phil.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. We've managed to get to the end of the week, which is good. For those that don't know me, my name's Phil Marsh, and I'm the reality capture manager here at SCCS. I've been working for SCCS for just over 9 years now, but I started with laser scanning back in 2006. My ethos for SCCS is to help customers maximise their efficiency using point clouds in their workflow. You can see a wide range of products, what we have on the rental fleet and what we provide as purchase. These include a variety of different scanners for different applications. The terrestrial laser scanners for survey engineering and measured surveyed workflows, which includes RTC, BLK and P series. I've also got handheld and wearable solutions like the new BLK to go and Pegasus backpack. Then we have our kinematic mobile mapping solutions, which include Pegasus, Swift 2 and Ultimate. First product I'd like to speak about is the RTC 360 and LT version. This is a terrestrial scanner, which is a very quick, lightweight solution to work in all environments. The main features of this product is what's called the visual inertial system, or the VIS for short. This utilizes 5-6 megapixel cameras to track the position within the built environment. And this feature alone can save a lot of office time processing the data back in the office. The tagline for this scanner is fast, agile and precise. It scans at over 2 million points per second, and it does a 360-degree full HDR photography in under 60 seconds. It also boasts other great features like 130-meter range, double pass feature, and onboard GNSS receiver. To visualize this data on site, you can use a smart tablet or a smartphone. Use our app called Field 360. That's where we can pre-register data on site and have confidence that everything we've captured is registered exactly. Next product is a Leica BOK2Go. This is a very quick, lightweight handheld solution. Again, to capture its surroundings very quickly as you're walking through the built environment. The main feature of this scanner is to use what we call Grand Slam. So this is a combination of the LiDAR SLAM, the IMU, and the visual inertial system all working together to accurately position the device. The device also boasts a 12 megapixel camera used for photo assets, what we call geotags. So you can geotag anything on site and you can pass that down to your colleagues, or you can consume that data in the office. Typical workflow through the office looks like this, from the reality capture solutions, which capture data on site. Then we import into the software called Cyclone Register 360. This is where the data is prepared, cleaned, and checked for accurate position. We then publish to a variety of formats, one namely the LGS file, which is a single source of truth containing all the information, so the point cloud, the imagery, the metadata, which can be shared within the office. We can then share the data with our colleagues on a wider network through some portals called Jetstream Enterprise. This is a collaborative tool for sharing large amounts of data over network. We can also share the 360-degree imagery in a bit of software called TrueView Enterprise, where we can host it online and share that imagery. All this data then can be consumed in our CloudWorks family of plugins. These are a series of plugins that sit inside other manufacturers' software and link back to our data that give advanced functionality, which makes drafting seamless. At SCCS, we also offer remote support. We've got a dedicated support team, which also links into the wider Hexagon support team. All our staff are professionally trained and therefore able to offer advice and support whenever and wherever you need it. They have the ability to, as all technical experts do on this webinar, is to remotely access your PC or devices on site. So we use either TeamViewer or ISL Online. I know Chris uses sort of Connex. Mike's got a system where he can log into icons. Obviously, this gives us a broad range of tools to help and support our customers through their hour of need. All these IT systems are IT friendly and backed by leading experts in their field.
Thank you, Phil. Yes, thanks, guys. You can see this slide up at the moment. Home working, which is a big issue for us all at the moment in this current situation. So I just wanted to touch on it. SCCS are on hand to help you with this new home working situation that we're in. Any simulators you'd like, we can send links for you to download. They're also available on the knowledge base. If there is a software you'd like to look at during this time, we can also offer temporary licenses. Okay, so we can move this on to our first question because we've already queued up some of the questions that we were given when people registered, which is quite nice. So we've got a few to start us off. Hopefully this will be of interest to everybody. So the first question we've got here. I purchased a Leica MS60 multi-station from you approximately 30 months ago. I've read recently that the MS60 can now scan at a much faster rate and wondered if my instrument could be unlocked to achieve this. Well, I can answer this one. So the short answer to this is no. There isn't an option to unlock or upgrade the first generation MS60. The new MS60 has the capacity to scan at up to 30,000 points per second. This is quite a big upgrade in both mechanical terms and electronic. So yeah, there's no sort of upgrade route from the first generation. The new one will be adding to the hire fleet in due course, as well as obviously it's available to buy, and it will be available with locate as well. So hopefully that's useful information. Moving on to the next question, one for Chris. We have machine control from another manufacturer on site. Can they work together?
Thanks, Ben. The short answer to this is absolutely, yes, they can. With the development of the Leica machine control platform, they went very much down an open source route. So the industry standard communication for GPS messaging and radio corrections is RTCM. That is something that all manufacturers can use, and all manufacturers' base stations can pump out from their hardware and receive as well. So yes, they certainly can.
Brilliant. Thanks, Chris. The next one, I'll have a quick read of this. How can I transfer my CAD drawing to my Leica TS15 controller to be able to set out on site? Also, with my site survey, how can I create a line to join my points together? So CAD or DXF files onto Viva. There's a couple of nice simple ways to do this. You can either transfer the file across and attach it to a job, or directly import it using a USB or SD card. Regarding screen line work, this can be created through the use of a code list with line features. So yeah, if you need further assistance with this, don't hesitate to get in touch with either ourselves directly, or this is the type of thing that our tech support guys can help with as well. Okay. One for Phil. What is Cyclone Field 360?
Okay, so Field 360 is an app that works on a smart device for either Apple or Android, and it's used to capture the data whilst on site. So it can give you sort of three advantages really whilst you're on site. One is you get to see the completeness of the survey. So have you missed any areas? What's vital to be surveyed or captured? The other is we can collect asset tags on the smart device, or what we call geotags. You can take a photograph or something and geo-reference that to a particular point, which is useful downstream for any CAD modelers or something like that. And the third one is you can do a slight registration of the adjustment in real time in the field, so you can leave site, be confident that you've got your good registered data set.
Lovely, thanks Phil. Next one, Mark, the Icon Guru. Does Leica Locate work with Icon?
Thanks, Ben. Absolutely, yes. The whole product range of total stations, so the 2 manual total stations, the 2 robotic Icon total stations, can all have Locate.
Brilliant. And you might as well keep going, Mark. Can I set out BIM models with the Icon gear?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. And when setting out BIM models with Icon, it's absolutely fantastic because the Icon software is so graphically based, without many kind of textual options. It's just a case of tapping your finger around the screen to work the software. And you can see in that screen grab there just how easy it is to have an IFC split screen view with the IFC tree on the left and the graphics on the right. So in working with BIM, obviously you can see it supports a full 3D visualization in Icon. Obviously the files have to be IFC. Support recognizes all the object classes, the attributes from the BIM file. We can apply things like an elevation filter. You can do the setting out straight from the 3D view that you can see on the right there. And there's also, you can still make full use of the Icon point creation tools as well. So if you want to look at a cylindrical object in the BIM file in Icon, you can just pick on the pipe and set out the center of it very, very simply. You can isolate objects. So for example, if you wanted to isolate just all the pipe work on one particular floor of a building, you can do that really nicely. And what's nice is when you're setting out the points within the BIM, it's exactly the same as setting out a point in a normal DXF file with the standard kind of bullseye way of setting out. So yeah, Absolutely, and I'd recommend it. It's amazing.
Nice one. Thanks, Matt. Okay, another question that was sent in beforehand. How long is it advisable to use a surveying instrument? At what interval should a surveying instrument be replaced? Well, there's no definite answer to this question really, unless there is a new generation of instrument out that outperforms it. I would recommend that every instrument needs an annual service and calibration, and this is something that we offer at SCCS. But also, as a salesman, I suppose I should say, yeah, you can buy a new instrument off me. Why not every 6 months? So, yeah, that's that, I think, on that question. But thank you for sending it in. Okay, what's the best way to work from home and the use of available technology to better my practice? Well, I'm going to pass that on to someone who loves working from home, Phil Marsh.
Cheers, thanks, Ben. So in terms of working from home, first of all, we've got to consider sort of license use. All our licenses are network floating licenses, which are used within the CLM. This is an install software, so you can install it on a virtual machine or on your server, and then you can have your colleagues sort of remotely VPN into the office to collect these software licenses, and then as they close the software, they can give them back. So yeah, fundamentally the licenses, you can sit anywhere in the world and use these licenses. In terms of point clouds, obviously you could harness the power of Jetstream technology, which again is a collaborative area of network storage where you can stream the data over the internet, coupled with simultaneously working in 3D models in something like Revit. Then obviously working from home or working from a remote office is fast becoming a sort of viable resource. In terms of what else you can do with working from home, obviously we've got the knowledge base at SCCS, so you can go on there and proactively learn yourself how to do things and look at questions what people's asked. We've also got e-learning courses. This is accessed through the My World portal, so you can sign up and do your online training courses. So we have e-learning courses for a lot of things, and they're quite in-depth and good to do. So yeah, you can work remotely from home, and I suppose the other guys have got ways that they could work at home.
Nice one. Thanks, Phil. Chris, were you going to add anything there, or?
The only thing was as Phil covered on the My World portal for the huge breadth of training courses created by Leica there that are accessible by anyone through the My World portal. Also, I touched on Connex. If anyone wanted some information on how to use Connex and how to get that data from home to the field without having to go out there, it's something we can go into in a bit more detail. We are planning to do a machine control webinar in the coming weeks. So if you have a look for our social media platforms, there'll be registration links within there. But my contact details are at the end of this. So if anyone does want to see Connex in more detail, drop me a message and we'll set up a meeting, a virtual meeting to go through it.
Nice one. Thanks, Chris. Okay. One for you, Phil, again. What is the Jetstream Enterprise software?
Okay, so firstly, it's not software, but I do understand what they mean by this, because we do have some free viewer software called Jetstream Viewer, but sort of fundamentally, Jetstream is a technology that delivers the point cloud seamlessly over a network. It's a highly compressed central storage, which is obviously can be delivered into your free viewing software or via your CloudWorks plugin. We do a whole host of sort of CloudWorks plugins. So yeah, it's not software as such. It's the technology bit that's driving the point cloud online.
Okay. Thanks, Phil. Do I need specific software to make models for Leica machine control? One for you, Chris.
Thanks, Ben. Again, no, you don't. With the open source format of Leica machine control, it again uses industry standard file structures. So any software capable of exporting land XML files, be that LSS, NRG, NForce, SCC, Civil 3D, Even some of the competitor softwares out there can all create models that can be exported as land XML files. They go into the system and get converted to the Leica format, which is TRM for terrain models and geo files for geometry. They can be created directly in Icon Office software, but it isn't necessary to have that to create them. It will do it on board the machine from a land XML file.
Brilliant. Thanks, Chris. I have heard people say that the Icon range is less advanced with fewer functions and lower quality instruments. Is this true, Mark?
Thank you, Ben. Absolutely not. And I think when a new instrument range comes out and it's a different color and that's about it, it's a different color, people think it might be less advanced or a lower end product. It's absolutely not the case. The equipment is the same hardware and it's manufactured to the same Leica quality standards that we're used to. The main thing about the Icon, and I keep telling people about this, is all about the software. It's all about the ease of use, and it's tailored for building, construction, and heavy construction environments. So all the workflow around Icon is aimed at that market. That makes it very fast to use and easy to understand. It's all about speed with the Icon. You get a lot more done faster and you're much more productive. Also,
Brilliant.
as Chris said about his webinars, I should get it in there. Keep an eye on our socials for Icon webinars that I've got scheduled coming up in the future as well.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mark. Phil, what are the differences between the RTC 360 and the RTC 360 LT?
Okay, so there's two main differences. One is speed. So the RTC 360 is 2 million points a second, and the LT is 1 million points a second. And the RTC 360 has the visual inertial system, so the VIS system. So this is the live tracking and registration on site. So if you need that extra speed and that extra functionality and seamless registration, then the RTC 360 is the product.
Lovely. Thanks, Phil. Okay, so moving on to questions that we've been sent in live. I'm just having a quick look, so just bear with me a second. One, Phil, that I'm sure you'll appreciate from your friend Sam. Do they have the internet in Barnsley? Don't worry, you don't need to answer that one.
Cheers, Sam. Thanks.
We've got a couple of decent ones in here, though. Okay. Can the Icon range accept a Revit file? Or is it just IFC? If so, which version do you suggest?
It's just IFC, then.
Okay.
Is the answer.
That's a short answer.
For versions of IFC, I'd have to get back to him. As long as, like anything, as long as the Icon software is up to date, and that Icon software release was after an IFC version, then you should be right.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. So there is just one in here about our current servicing status regarding laser scanners. Can you help us out with that one?
Yeah, so obviously everybody's affected by this sort of pandemic in terms of limited staff. We're getting through them as quickly as possible. But yeah, things are stressful at the moment. But yeah, we're getting through things. And just on that point, obviously, Leica is setting up more service centres around the world, and this will ease congestion at Hairbrook. So things are, this year are going to get really good.
Brilliant. Thank you, Phil. Another one regarding Icon, which is good. I think we're getting a lot of interest in the Icon at the moment. Can the Icon range be used for high accuracy work, i.e. sets of angles and traversing control networks, that type of thing?
Okay, so there is a 1 second variant of the total stations available. So that in terms of accuracy, they're available. There is no traverse application within the software, but there is sets of angles.
Okay.
So yeah, you could do some monitoring using sets of angles.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you, Mark.
Right.
I'm just having a quick scroll down because brilliant. Okay. Can you monitor Leica instruments to see how much usage they get over a period of time? I think is that a nod towards locate being used as an asset tracker, which it can be, as well as just a security device. So you can make sure that people are locked out of the instrument if it's not been had its daily check and adjust, that sort of thing. I'm not so sure if it gives you an update on how much time it's been used for. Mark, do you have anything to offer on that one?
No, not really. I think that's a good suggestion, though.
Yeah, might be something.
It's a good suggestion. One we should note down and put forward to somebody at Leica, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Thank you, Tom, for asking that one. Okay, we've got some questions coming through now, which is good. Do we plan to do one of these on Amberg products? Well, that covers obviously the trolley, but also tunneling. So yes, if there's interest to do one for Amberg, then we'll make a note of that and we'll get that organised. Yeah, thank you for asking. Phil, have the publisher licenses changed?
Yes, they have. So what we're trying to do in terms of publisher license, trying to simplify the amount of licenses and things we've got in the product basket. So we've now got two, which is Cyclone Publisher and Publisher Pro. So there's differences between what you can publish with each one, but yeah, so they're changing. And in terms of migration, anybody who's on a current CCP for their existing publisher, so TrueView or Jetstream, then will be migrated onto Publisher Pro. So it's a real good opportunity to get some value back for your CCP, what you've been paying. So you'll get the highest one, but it still locks the functionality within the Cyclone Publisher in terms of LGS, RCP. So it's a great sort of standard package. But obviously, if you want that extra functionality, LAS files and metadata and everything else what the Publisher Pro can offer, then yeah, it's a good opportunity to get Publisher Pro.
Brilliant, thanks for that, Phil. This being a Q&A with Ask the Experts, so I just want to mention that we've obviously got one watching today because he's come back on the question that was asked about time of use of the instrument, saying the server motor time for the total station can be informed following calibration. So thank you for that, Matt. Also, Phil, there's a comment on here saying that your username appears to be Donna instead of Phil.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think it was more auto-correct when I filled in the form. She must have been on my laptop.
You should see what you're wearing.
Do I have a squeaky voice?
Yeah, well, I think we know you're only Donna on a weekend, Phil.
That's a different question.
When using an IFC on the icon range, are all the material attributes available in the field?
I'm going to tentatively say yes. In that situation, that would be a case of that person giving me or meeting with whoever's asked that question to look at the IFC and put it into icon and check what's available. But it should be yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's something we can perhaps follow
Yeah,
up.
obviously that situation is the same as when someone says to you, is this DXF going to work in the software? Some people's DXFs and data is in a right old state, so you don't really know until you get that data and have a look. There could be some cleaning up of the data to do, for example.
Sure. Yeah, no, thanks, Mark. That's something we can obviously follow up on after this and get a bit more detail on that one. Just got another question for Phil, actually. I've seen a publication about you can get BLK 360 with Reg 360 BLK. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is a new offering. So we now, with every new purchase of a BLK 360, we're coupling Register 360 BLK edition. So this is an alternative version to Register 360, where if you only want to work with BLK products, so BLK to go and BLK 360, and then it's some software associated where you can do the registration with that. So we're coupling that together. So it's an annual subscription that comes coupled with it. So we used to have it with Recap Pro for mobile, but now we're coupling it with the Leica Geosystems workflow, which is Register 360 BLK edition.
Okay. And another one, Phil, following straight on from that, do you do HDS training?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we've got the structured training courses that we can send out to people, and so we can either do that at our offices because we've got a training facility. We can do it at Leica Geosystems Milton Keynes because they've got a good training facility, or we can do it at your offices in the comfort. So we try to limit this to sort of 5 or 6 people, but yeah, we've got structured training courses for kind of every product we do, really. So yeah, I can send more details.
Brilliant, thanks, Phil. You're on a bit of a roll at the minute, mate, so I'm just going to pass you another one. This doesn't make sense to me, but I'm sure will to you. Why is there still Register 360 and Cyclone 2020 software?
So 2020, so what we're doing is we're going to a yearly naming convention. So rather than having, say, Register 360 1.6 and Cyclone 9.4 and sort of all outline, every product will now have the same naming convention. So it'll be Cyclone 2020, Register 360 2020. So it makes it easier to know what sort of version you're on. What was the second part of that question, Ben?
I think it's just, why is there still the Register 360 running alongside, I think? So why is there still Register 360 and Cyclone 2020 software was the exact question.
So, yeah, we've got 2 registration programs. One's called Cyclone Core, which is obviously a new 2020 version. And that's if you want to do sort of heavy lots of sort of scan data. And we've got the new Register 360 software, which utilizes the sort of Jetstream point cloud engine. The registration reports are in sort of PDF reports, and it's an easier, simplistic sort of workflow. So yeah, we're running 2 currently, just for different things.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Phil. Sorry, I'm throwing a lot of questions at you at the moment, but there is another scanner related one here. Is there a tablet app for P series scanner?
Yes, there's a new tablet app which can run P series. It's called Fieldworks. This is brand new. I think Paul Burrows mentioned it in his webinar yesterday for the first time. So yeah, this is a tablet-based application where you can use it in, say, a tunnel environment or in a sort of site environment. It's kind of running Cyclone Register Core on the tablet-based application, so you can do real-world positioning of targets on a coordinate system and do the registration whilst you're on site. So there's some real advantages to it if you're in that sort of environment.
Brilliant, thanks, Phil. At the moment, that was the last question we've had in. I don't know whether you just want to expand on that at all, Phil, while I see if anyone has got any other questions. We've not had one for Chris yet. guys. So if anyone's got a machine control related question,
I can just reiterate something, because I've just been thinking about the previous question that we got answered, the Jetstream Enterprise software. Obviously, I appreciate it is software that you have to install, but you're installing the sort of fundamentals of the Jetstream software. So you're installing the Project Vault. So Jetstream is kind of in 3 components. We have the publishing option, which is built inside Cyclone products, the register project. So we've got Cyclone Publisher, and then the Jetstream Enterprise is the actual vault that sits in. So that's an install, a Windows install that we have to install somewhere, and then the consumption is either via the Jetstream viewer or the CloudWorks plugin. So Jetstream's built into CloudWorks, and you need a connector. So yeah, I just thought I'd reiterate that point.
Yeah, no, that's great, Phil. Appreciated. Thanks very much. I'll just wait. I know we did start slightly late. I mean, we are overrunning a little bit on time, but we'll just wait 30 seconds to see if we get any more questions. I mean, guys, if you've got one for machine control, yeah. Here we go. Here we go, Chris. You're in. 2 seconds. I'm considering trialing machine control on my site. How long would the transition period be to get up and running? And will you be able to support and train our machine drivers on using the software?
So that would depend really on what the transition, whether it's from a different manufacturer's machine control or from scratch. Either way, yes, we would do the install, calibrations of the machines, and provide full training on the systems as well. We've run a number of trials over the years, and the format we try to run for it is to have an install engineer on site day 1 to do the installation and calibration, and do operator training to show them the fundamentals of using machine control and the basic principles behind it. We then like to follow up on day 2 with a different engineer who focuses with your site engineer to look at the data, base station setups, any site localizations if we need to load those into the machine to get you onto a local grid format instead of OS network or OS grid format. And we can also offer classroom training for operators and for engineers as 2 separate courses as well. We don't like to swamp the operators with training on day 1. So the initial training is an overview of how to work the system and how to run it. And then if it is a trial, normally these run over 3 or 4 weeks. We like to come back in on week 1 at the end of it to see how they're getting on with it, and then drip feed more information into the operators. So we tend to visit in week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4. And at the end of the trial, have a bit of a clean-up session to find out how you're getting on with it, and transition it into either hire or bring the kit back in and look at how we can structure it with your business. We do work in partnership with a number of the large plant hire companies in the UK. So if it's something that you're looking to put on trial, we can partner with them for you to hire machines in from them that are pre-enabled with the install kits. And then we supply the GPS hardware on top of that for the trial period.
Brilliant. Thank you, Chris. That was a nice comprehensive answer to that one. We'll just do one more question because I appreciate we're overrunning slightly now. So that last question, thank you, Martin. It's going to be for Phil. So Phil, the tablet app for the P series that you just mentioned, is that something new that has to be purchased, or can an office-based license be made available on site, similar to Register 360?
So yeah, it's definitely some software that can be purchased. That answers. What's the second part of the question? And obviously,
sorry,
it can be used
can it be an office-based license to be made available on site, such as similar, to Register or Register 360?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. That's great. Thanks for all the questions, guys. I think due to the time, we're now going to wrap that up. And that concludes our first SCCS webinar. Thanks very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned something new. Please note our contact details on the screen now if you do want to get in touch in relation to anything you've seen or heard today. And also keep a lookout for upcoming SCCS webinars. Just want to finish with one final thing. With it being a Friday afternoon, appreciate the home working is a bit of a difficult situation for a lot of us. It's nearly the weekend, so I'm just going to finish with a joke. What did the grape do when it was crushed? It let out a little wine. And on that note, I'll say thank you and goodbye, and see you next time.
Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.